10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, studio.
Oh, it's just what you've been waiting for, dears. Another episode of the Shy Life podcast coming right up.
Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
All I wanted was a pie, and then I hatched out of an egg.
Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy, is right. Gee.
Blimey, Governor, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Excellent.
563.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life podcast with Paul the Shy Yeti. Oh, well, with Cromitty, Paul the Shy Yeti's friend. Yes, hello listeners, it's me. I'm introducing this show because, well, I don't know. Paul isn't in the best of moods. He's not angry, he's just a bit lethargic. Yes, I think he's a little bit blue, to be honest. But, well, I'll explain why, but it's time to run the theme music. And when we come back, you'll see what's going on. Okay, run that theme music. Okay.
Darling, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Yes, but it's supposed to be painful. The Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Queen.
I'll go anywhere for a potato.
Delicious.
Hello, campers. How are you?
You quite like a big bang, don't you?
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life podcast.
I like that. Yeah, I'm strangely drawn to Yeti Uncle John's ankles as well.
That has the Shy Life podcast low down. I don't think so.
It's all gooey and meaty and yum.
Has anyone seen my hot sausage?
Hello again, listeners. It's me, Cromitty. What is this episode going to be about? Well, I think Paul is a little bit blue. You know how he's not been that well of late. He doesn't have a lot of energy. Even when he does, you know, his legs are a problem, and the recent development of possible rheumatism is not great. It means he doesn't go very far. There are only a few of his friends who invite him over to visit, and he can only really do it if he feels up to it. Obviously, he sees Nick, and he pops around to see Milo from time to time, and but a lot of his friends are spread across the world or across the country, and it's not easy to get there. But, I think he would like a holiday. And, he was one of those people who, he always used to have holidays. He used to go everywhere. Toppy Smelly used to comment on it, how much he was always traveling. I believe there is one small holiday penciled in for the end of the year. But let's hope that he can do that. But it gives you mixed feelings. It's good to see all your friends rushing around having their holidays. But you remember when you used to travel with them, and you remember how you used to go too, and now maybe you can't. And well, anyway, there was a particular. I wouldn't say it was a trigger, because but Paul was very pleased when he started receiving the messages. But let's just say Paul's good friend Muffley has been travelling, and now Muffley has been sending messages as he's been travelling, and Muffley has been to France and Singapore and Phuket and all sorts of places. And the one thing Paul always likes is if his friends are traveling and they send him a message. I mean, he accepts that he can't go so far these days. he also accepts that, some holidays are not for sharing with friends. They're at least, you can't take all of your friends on all of your holidays. So, and Muffley's messages went beyond, the call of duty, as it were. He sent us so many from all over the world. It's exciting to know that parts of the Shy Life podcast in this very episode were recorded in France or Singapore. I mean, we've been to France, but we've never been to Singapore or Phuket. And yes, I mean, so these episodes, it's exciting. I mean, it has always been quite complicated. I think, as Paul has said before, when you it's different doing a podcast as you travel around the world than it is to do like a video log. And Paul used to do his Shayeti on location videos, doing his poems. I'm sure you may remember we have discussed these before and played clips from them and directed you to the actual videos. But, you can go to Venice and you can say a poem and do a silly little dance, and there you have Venice sitting there behind you. It's easy. The views do all the hard work. Well, when you are doing a podcast overseas, it's a lot more tricky. It's a lot more tricky. You can tell your story. You can say how your day has been. You can talk about particular events that have occurred. But you're very much, trying to think of things that can be picked up by the recording that show that there you are in a particular country, or you're not just sitting in your lounge with a sound effects tape playing in the background. But it is much harder to send postcards for a podcast from other countries because, but still we do it because we know that they are exactly that. They are postcards. But anyway, so I could see that Paul, he needed a break, and it wasn't really possible. He goes, he stays with his parents. That's a little holiday, but he wanted something a little bit different, perhaps a holiday more like one that he'd had in the past. And I had a device that, I'd worked on before, but it allows you sort of like I guess it controls dreams or directs dreams. It makes you feel like you're there. It's sort of like virtual reality, but yes. So I suggested to Paul that he tried it and that we programmed it, and he seemed quite up for the idea. And anyway, so I got the machine ready, and when I went to find Paul, I told him to sort of be very relaxed, and he'd been listening to the first few messages from Muffley that had just come in. These ones were from France, but now I'll let you listen to them too, and then after that, you'll see what occurred.
Good morning, Paul. This is Muffley on tour. On tour. I'm here in the south of France in a place called La Seine-sur-Mer, which is close to Toulon. We had quite a long but relatively good journey yesterday. And today we are off to the Grand Prix. So having just sort of got over the heat wave in the UK, it's going to be absolutely boiling this weekend. So I will give you an update to see sort of if I melt or not, I guess. Okay, speak later. Bye-bye. Bonjour. Muffley on tour here at the French Grand Prix. We're here early and it's already hot and already busy. It's going to be a long day. It was a long day yesterday. So here goes. Yeah, it's going to be very hot. So I'm already gibbering, so please forgive me. So I'll report in when I report in. Bye-bye. Well, good morning. It was a very busy day yesterday. We went to the Grand Prix. It was très très chaud and il y a beaucoup de personnes. And it took a long time to get home. So this morning has been very quiet. Well, having said that, We've been sorting out lots of paperwork for our next stage of our trip. Today, I'm trying to track down a certain local expat whose name begins with B, I think it is. So let's see how that goes. At the moment, I'm just having a bit of a lie down by the pool and listening to some podcasts, and you can probably guess which ones they are. Okay, bye-bye.
Hello listeners, it's me, Cuthbert. Before we continue further on into the episode, I'm just here to introduce a new tune by Muffley on tour. It's called Flight 3, and we're going to share it with you now. Enjoy! Exclamation.
Hello, Paul. Did you still want to listen to more messages? No, I've finished. I've finished listening. I've listened to them all about once through. I'm just listening to them again. You should have a listen whilst I'm having my holiday dream or whatever it is. Yes, Paul. Well, I just need you to lie on the bed. Are you sure this is going to be okay? It's not going to turn into some nightmare, is it? No, Paul. No. It should not. It should just be a dream. I will be able to detect if, for any reason you have found yourself in a situation that is not, that pleasant. And if you need a wake-up call, then I'll be able to do that. But the monitor will show me all of this. And have you used this before? Have you used it and had dreams, like holiday dreams and things? I have used it, yes. Oh, right, for holiday. I did try. I had a dream holiday with Yeti Uncle John. That's when I tried it. Oh, did you? What? A dream holiday? I don't think that's possible. A dream holiday with Yeti Uncle John. He usually puts his foot in it. Yes, he did in this dream as well. You never mentioned this before. No, I was a little bit embarrassed. But I don't think it was the machine that didn't work. It was just that I had programmed in Yeti Uncle John's personality so well that, yes, it was quite accurate that a holiday with Yeti Uncle John is always bound to mean trouble. I'm afraid so. He's very independent. I always used to have nice holidays with Callum because we always used to do things that we both liked, and it was, if there was ever anything where, say, he wanted to go to the races and I didn't, we'd go off and do separate things. But But generally, we always used to sort of have really good holidays together. And whereas someone like Harry, he's very independent. More recently, we've had trips together, and they've only been for 1 or 2 days, and that's been different. And we've sort of done singing or writing songs together during those times. But when we used to go for longer holidays, he'd often go off and, do completely different things for or go and arrange to meet somebody, and that would be quite different. But yeah, so, different friends, different experiences when you're on holiday. But yes, your Uncle John, he's a different one altogether. He's the sort of person who wants you to do what he wants to do and drags you along kicking and screaming, and it usually doesn't end well. Yes. Well, I've never really had a holiday with him in real life, but if it's anything to go by, my dream was very much like that. Yeah. Well, how much say do I have in this whole holiday business? How much say as far as where I go, who I go with, if I go with anybody? Well, pretty much anything I can program in, Paul. As I say, it is just a dream, but it will feel very real, like a virtual reality simulation. Well, I hope it's more relaxing than, because I do have quite a lot of real dreams, and they can be quite, I always find I'm in a hotel and I can't find my way out, or I'm travelling somewhere and things go wrong. Yes, well, that shouldn't happen, Paul. This is more like a dream state than an actual dream. Okay, if you say so. I'm very pleased that Muffley's getting to have such a nice trip. He's also put lots of videos up, and it looks great. It makes me tired, though. It makes me tired watching, I think, the actual travelling and stuff. They've travelled a very long way, and I'm not sure I would cope with long journeys like that anymore. Or the heat, or, but it's one of those holidays where you definitely, it's nice to see the videos and get the messages and hear all about it. But I'm not sure I'm as adventurous as Muffley and his wife, but certainly enjoy hearing about it. Yes, Paul, well, I may listen to more of these messages whilst you're sleeping. Anyway, you must decide where you want to go and whether you are going with other people or solo. You know what? I think a solo trip might be the way to go this time. I haven't had that many solo holidays. Sometimes when I've been to holiday property bond places, I had a couple of trips to Venice by myself. They were quite good. You got to do your own thing. I'm just concerned that, what are we talking as far as energy is concerned? Am I going to be able to be running around like I used to? Or will I be kind of quite tired and needing to take breaks? And are you talking about going on a holiday when I was 30 or going on a holiday in my late 40s? Well, Paul, I'd say somewhere in between. You might have more energy than you do at the moment, but I don't think you'll be scaling the Eiffel Tower, or if you do, you must take the lift. I have scaled the Eiffel Tower a number of times. I think only once by foot, but I think I've been to Paris quite a lot, and sometimes you went with people who were keen to go up the tower, and sometimes you didn't, and I always kind of liked going up the tower, but sometimes the queue was a bit much, which is why, at least on one occasion, I decided to go by foot because I couldn't cope with the waiting around. But I definitely couldn't do that now. No, Paul, you could not. So where is it you wanted to go? Well, I don't think it'll be that much of a surprise to anyone if I say, I'd like to go back to Venice. Oh, Paul, you've been to Venice so many times. Yeah, 10 times. I think it's 10 times. At least 2 of them during the time of the podcast, I believe. Once with Callum and once with Toby. But I've been with Callum before that. I've been with other friends. it is a city I really like. Although, as I was saying, there's quite a lot of walking involved. So I just want to make sure that I'll better get through that. Oh, well, you should manage it in the dream state anyway. Good. So you sure you want to go by yourself? I guess I don't mind bumping into people, possibly along the way, But I also kind of like the freedom of doing my own thing. Yes, okay, that's fine, because I think that can be arranged. If you just lie down on the bed, I'll program the machine and we'll put you to sleep. And yes, have a lovely holiday. Thank you, Cromitty. Thank you for sorting this out. It is a nice treat. Even if it's not a holiday, it's at the very least going back to somewhere I know. It's a bit like a more glamorous way of looking through the old photo album. Yes, you could say that, Paul. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm on the bed and I'm just going to close my eyes. Close my mind. I said. No. I'm just going to close my eyes and that's right, Paul. If you just put this mask over your face, I've got to wear a mask. Yes, Paul. That will help you sleep. Oh, okay. Well, goodbye, listeners. I'm going to have this little sleep thing, and and the listeners will be able to hear what I'm going through. Yes, they will. The machine records your thoughts and your pictures and everything. So, yes, okay. Just turning on the mask. Oh, there we go. Right, see you in a bit, listeners. Happy holidays. There he goes, listeners. He'll be asleep in moments, and the dreams will start soon after. But anyway, we will get to experience some of what he is experiencing. So, yes, I sort of programmed it for him to go to Venice in the springtime, which I think is roughly the sort of time he used to go. And then that he can encounter friends along the way. Yes, I hope he enjoys himself. Whilst he falls asleep and the dream holiday sort of comes together, perhaps you'd like to listen to some more of Muffley's messages that he's sent. I think these will be the ones from Singapore, or at least some of them anyway. Yes, do have a listen.
Hello, Paul. It's Muffley on tour here from Singapore. We made it. It was a long journey, but it's so great to be here. Hope you can hear me over the music. We're staying a couple of nights at the frankly amazing Marina Bay Sands, and we're here at the Infinity Pool, enjoying the Infinity Pool, but obviously also fearful of burning, so I'm not sure how long we'll be here. But it's just so great to be back. And yeah, we're just really looking forward to spending the next few days in Singapore, basically. Paul, additional. We've come to a rooftop bar with an amazing view by mistake. What are we going to do? I guess we'll just have to go with it. Okay, more updates to follow. Okay, bye-bye. Good morning from Singapore. Well, we survived last night. It was quite an early night in the end because tiredness overtook us, so I think we're asleep by about 11:30, and we've effectively slept for about nearly 12 hours. So today the plan is to go to Bugis, where there's lots of shopping, lots of little markets and things, and then we're off to the Cat Cafe, which should be good. So onwards and upwards. So anyways, Muffley on tour here. I'm currently in the world's hottest jacuzzi outdoors, and my view is currently of the super trees at Gardens by the Bay and the sky domes. The weather is actually quite overcast here. We're probably going to get some rain. When it rains in Singapore, it really rains. So it's quite nice, it's quite refreshing. So just making the most of it. So this afternoon we're off to the Cat Cafe in Bugis, and I'm going to try and get a little present for Dealey and for Monroe, of course. So, good afternoon. We've had a bit of a change of scenery. We've been out and about a bit, and we're now at the Mandarin Oriental, which is a bit more laid back, and I've actually been doing a bit of swimming as well. We are celebrating our anniversary several times this holiday, and we're going for a steak tonight. I made a mistake of looking at the cost of the menu, and I wish I hadn't, but there we go. But it's great here in Singapore. It's actually a bit cloudy, which is even better because the heat can just be very oppressive. Hope all is well over in the UK.
Oh, what lovely messages. Anyway, I think it's time to see what Paul is dreaming about. Let us look at the monitor screen. This is going to be interesting. Listeners, so good to be back in Venice. I love this time of year. I've never come to Venice like in the summer. I think that's probably going to be too hot. So I did occasionally go sort of my birthday time later in the year, and it was still very pleasant. But going in the spring, I never went during the sort of Mardi Gras because I just thought that would be too busy. I'd either go a week or two before or a week or two after sort of March time, or even earlier sometimes, and that was nice. That was really good. I like the hot weather, but kind of. But I have been to Italy in the summer. I went to Milan. That was right in the summer. But then we got to sort of visit a house by the lake, and that was very relaxing. And I went to Rome. That was September time. I mean, you wouldn't think that there was that much difference between September and November, but boy, that was a really hot trip. I was having to change my t-shirt like twice a day because carrying a little rucksack on my back, you got so hot. This time of year is just right. You're just sitting out in the shade and just watching the people go by and listening to the sound of the birds and watching the boats. I'm just in a park at the moment, having a couple of drinks in a little bar here, and it's very relaxing. Hello, sir. Would you like any more drinks? It's Uncle John. What are you doing here? Hello, Paul. I'm the waiter at this bar. Oh, are you? You weren't the waiter who brought these other drinks? No, I've only just come on shift. Yes. I didn't know you worked in Venice. I don't know what I'm doing here any more than you do, but look, I'm here. What would you like? I'd like a cocktail, please. A Manhattan. Oh, very nice. Yes. You should come and join me. I can't come and join you, Paul. I'm working as a waiter at a cocktail bar when I met you. Very funny. Gosh. Well, I guess I did ask Cromitty to put in a function where I would meet people I knew, but kind of thought I'd meet them in a casual way. I didn't realise I'd bump into them, working in a bar. Well, you have. Is there anything else I can get for you, sir? I guess. Do you have like a snack menu? A snack menu? You want a snack? Well, only if you do them. I don't know, peanuts, bowl of peanuts, something more substantial. I can't remember when I last ate. Oh dear. Yes, we have a snack menu. Quite fancy a gelato. A gelato? What's that? You work in the bar, you should know. Look, I know certain things. It's an ice cream. Probably pronounced it wrong, but do you do ice creams in this bar? Yes, we can. We've got lots of flavours. Okay, well, if you bring me the menu, I'll choose something. Oh, will you now? Oh, very good. It's very good of you. Uncle John, you're not very much like a waiter. You're quite rude for a waiter. If you talk to your customers like this, you're going to get fired. What do I care? It's not real. This is a dream. Don't say that. For me, it's real. It's a dreamscape. It's a holiday, and I'd like to see the menu, please. All right, I will get the menu. Thank you, dear listeners. When I suggested to Cromitty that he program in the possibility of bumping into friends, I should have told him to leave Yeti Uncle John out. Here's the menu. Oh, thank you, Yeti Uncle John. Yes. What have we got here? Oh, gnocchi. Oh, I like pizza slices. Oh, Paul, you can't have that. Not in the middle of the afternoon. You had lunch earlier. I didn't really have much lunch, but you had a big breakfast. Yeti Uncle John, I'm on holiday. Yes, but you've got to watch your waistline, Paul. You've got to walk around Venice. Walking around Venice is the sort of thing that makes you feel hungry. You work a lot of energy. You need a lot of energy, and so you need to eat. Yes. Oh, here's your healthy Manhattan. Thank you. So let me look at the gelato. That's a nice flavour. And maybe if I have a scoop of that one, a scoop of that one. Raspberry and chocolate, they don't go together. Raspberry and chocolate do go together, Yeti Uncle John. Shush, I'm trying to choose. I don't think you like chocolate ice cream. I do like chocolate ice cream, which is very nice chocolate ice cream, which, being in Italy, it will be. Yeah, well, it's not what I'd choose. Well, it's a good thing that I'm having the ice cream. Yes, apparently. Scoop of that. Scoop of that one. Scoop of that one. And a scoop of that one. 4 scoops, Paul, you'll explode. Look, as you seem intent on telling me, this is only a dream. I could eat everything on the menu. I could order one of everything. And I wouldn't put on any weight at all. So, oh yes, Paul, but if you have bad habits when you're dreaming, you might carry it over into your real life later on. You might wake up and then go to the fridge and have 4 scoops of something. Well, I won't, because I don't have any ice cream in the fridge. I don't have any pizza slices, and I don't have any gnocchi. There are ways and means, Paul. And there's also takeaway pizza. Oh, well, maybe Uncle John, just... I'll have that, and I'll have that, and I'll have that. You big pig. Yes, Uncle John, stop it. Look, if you're not careful, I'll just pay for my cocktail and walk straight out, and I'll make a complaint to your manager. Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'll go and get your order, and I'll make sure you get another waiter as well. Have a nice holiday. Oh, you're the Uncle John, I didn't mean to upset you, but really, you never know when to shut up. You never know when enough is enough. You're the Uncle John. Oh, sorry, listeners. I told you, this Uncle John spoils every holiday that he goes on with you. And he's not even on this holiday. Well, he is, but anyway. I won't let him spoil it. I'll just enjoy my cocktail and my snacks, and then I'll go exploring some more Venice. Oh dear. There's some fluctuation on the monitor screen here. What's going on, Crobbity? Oh, Paul is having his dream holiday. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. But where's he gone? Oh, he's gone to Venice. Yes. Oh, the dial seemed to have settled down a bit now. He's probably okay. So what's gone on? Oh, his stress levels, they rose. Means that, something in his dream was causing him some stress or some discomfort or... But I don't know, an encounter or a situation that it could have been a thrilling one. He could have been riding across the waves in a speedboat. It's not always possible to tell whether it's a fun thrill or an unhappy thrill or... Anyway, it's settled down. He's fine. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. I like the idea of this dream thing. You'll have to let me have a go. Yes, well... that may be possible. He seems very quiet, very at rest there on that bed. Yes. He's not going to hear me, is he? No, yet, Uncle John. But anyway, so what are you up to? Just sitting here watching the dials? Well, to a certain extent, yes. But I'm also listening to Muffley's audio messages. Oh yes, I heard about them. He's been travelling. Was it Singapore and somewhere else? Yes, many places. I was just listening to some of the Singapore ones. I think there's more to come, and then he travels elsewhere. Would you like to sit with me whilst I listen to more? Actually, I need to go and check on the check on the magpies, but. Yeah, I like to listen to them in my own time. Well, that's fine. See you later. Yes. Well, enjoy listening. I will. Listeners, here are some more messages from Muffley on tour, where he is actually on tour. He is.
Good morning or afternoon. I lose track of these things. It's Muffley here, and we've made it to Phuket. We've had a few hectic days in Singapore, and we've flown into Phuket this morning into a tropical storm. So, that's quite interesting. And even more bizarre is I'm currently having a bath outside on the veranda of our room, which is a bit strange. So if you hear lots of water, it'll be A, the bath, and B, the rain. So there you go. But it's nice to be here in Thailand. After the hustle and bustle of Singapore, we just feel so much more relaxed anyway. Little Muffley is having a little rest. He's a bit worried about the weather, especially as they did the tsunami drill the other day. So we're looking forward just to having a few quiet days and eating lots of Thai green curry, no doubt. Okay, speak later. Bye-bye. Good afternoon from a very rainy Phuket. Yes, it's definitely low season. And so, yes, we've had quite a lot of precipitation. So we've been down to the beach, although we didn't stay there very long because it was chucking it down. So there's been quite a lot of eating and quite a lot of massages, which have been very nice and relaxing. So relaxing, in fact, that I fell asleep, which caused great amusement. Here we are at the pool at the hotel, surrounded by palm trees. There's a glimmer of blue sky in the distance, but I'm going to go swimming in the rain, as you do, because it's a holiday. Good afternoon and welcome from Camilla, or Camilla Beach if you want. We've moved down the coast a bit. Camilla's a bit more built up, so we're here for a few nights. And yeah, it's bizarre. It's still probably cloudier here in Phuket than it is in the UK. So the good news about that is that I've not got sunburn. So see a plus side and everything. But today's little drama is I've broken my glasses, so I'm going to have to find an optician's. So that's a bit comedy, but there we go. These things are sent to challenge us. So we're just going out soon and doing some shopping for general tat, as you do.
Oh, they are nice, those messages. You know, I watch the videos too, and it all comes together, and I can picture the wonderful time they've been having. I wonder where Paul is. I wonder if he's bumped into anybody else. I hope he's having a nice time. Well, this is nice. That snack I had was very nice. Other than that encounter with Yeti Uncle John. Yeah, luckily when my food arrived, he'd sent another waiter, so I didn't have to speak to him again. He was gone by the time I came to pay the bill. I didn't say anything to the owner of the cafe. It seemed silly to do that, but I quite like to go on a gondola. I wonder if that's possible. I guess there's a sort of a water taxi, but with gondolas thing just down here. Of course, you get the sort of more mechanical, like water buses, but those are the ones I usually use. But I always wanted to go on a gondola, and I've always been a bit afraid I'll step on board and the whole thing will sink. But there's hardly any queue. That's great. Oh, how funny. The guy who's piloting the gondola, he looks familiar. It's not. It is. It's Martin. Sniffy Martin.
Hello, Paul. What are you doing here in Venice?
I could ask you the same thing. I didn't know you had a license to pilot a gondola.
Oh, yes, Paul. Oh, absolutely. You want a ride?
I'd love a ride, yes.
Mum's here. Just pay her the money. It's 10 euros.
10 euros? Oh, that's good. Tanuda, there you are.
Hello, my darling. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Didn't expect to see you here in Venice.
I know. And Martin a gondola, and you his assistant.
Yes. Just give me 8 euros, my darling. You get a discount. I already gave him a discount. It's 15 euros. Well, it doesn't matter, my dear. Just 8. 8 will do, my darling.
Well, here's a 10, and
Well, here's 2 euros change.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. So I've never been on a gondola. I've always wanted to. Oh, a bit shaky underfoot. I think I'm a bit shaky underfoot.
Oh, no, dear. Just take a seat, and we'll take you on a little ride.
Oh, thank you. Is it just me?
Yes, just you. Well, and him and me. This is only a one passenger, or most couples size gondola. But yes.
Oh, marvellous. You'll never guess who I bumped into.
Who did you bump into?
Yeti Uncle John.
Oh my goodness, is he here too? Oh, the lovely Yeti Uncle John.
Yeah, he was the waiter in my restaurant. In the restaurant that I went to have lunch in. He started criticising me for my choices, and sort of, I think he thought that I was having an afternoon snack, a meal between a meal, as it were.
But it's none of his business who you are. You're on holiday.
Exactly, yes. On holiday. And, he was very, he was kind of rude. I had to ask him to, behave himself, really.
Oh, my dear. He can be very cheeky, can't he?
Can be very cheeky, yes. Anyway.
Well, just you sit back and relax. We'll take you for a ride. There are a number of spots you can get off, but is there anything you'd like to do afterwards? Any sort of destination you're heading for?
I guess I'd quite like to go to a gallery.
No, just the place. It's a nice little ride. Get to see some of the sights. We can drop you off right by the door.
Oh, Martin, that sounds wonderful.
I think I know what you mean. Is it the Peggy Guggenheim Art Gallery? Does that sound alright, Paul? There's also another museum just a little bit down from it.
Yes, I'd love to go back there. I went there with Toby, but it's been a few years. We love that. We love the garden and all the paintings, and I'd love to go back there.
That's where we'll go then.
Great, thank you. Yes, it is quite. It's nice and close to a number of galleries and cafes, and near the big wooden bridge. I've forgotten what that's called now. But anyway.
Oh, just you sit back, and we'll take you to your destination.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks to Lula. Take some photographs. It's the first time I've been in a gondola. Did I say that?
Oh, my darling, it's lovely.
Hello, listeners. It's me again, Comedy. I think things must be going fine. The dials are very low, which shows that he's doing something that is very relaxing. And yes, I wonder what was going on before. But anyway, well, I think it's time to listen to some more of Muffley's messages. Yes, I think I can't remember where we've got to, but I'll just play the next one. Or maybe the one after that, and maybe the one after that. Just you have a listen.
Good evening from Camilla Beach, as you can probably hear in the background. It's really nice this time of the evening. It's kind of between when people have left the beach and when people come out again in the evening for food and drinks, so it's lovely and quiet. So we're making the most of it and coming out early. So yes, the sun is beginning to set. There's a horse walking along the beach along with several random dogs, as per usual. Today we went to Patong, which has a certain reputation, if you want to Google it. It was pretty horrific. We just got a taxi there and did some shopping, hid in Starbucks, and then went back, basically. And then, very sort of British thing, we just had a sleep this afternoon, or in French we call it a petit dodo. So we've got one more day after this. Angelique made a bit of an error last night, is that she went to a tailor's and got measured up, and she was going to go back today and sort of decide on what she's going to wear, but she's had second thoughts. There's loads of tailors, and they just like, you know, they're always like shouting at you to come in and stuff. They can be quite pushy, so yeah, we've dodged a bit on that one. So yes, a nice quiet evening, and lots of episodes of the Shy Life podcast to catch up on. Yes, I've not really listened to any podcast at all recently. It's terrible. Must try harder. Anyway, I'll give you a bit more of the sea before I go. Good afternoon from Camilla, Phuket. It's our last full day here, and we're having a very quiet time by the pool, trying not to burn. It's been great, but definitely time to go, I think. This morning I managed to go into Camilla Town and went to a spa and got pushed and prodded in various weird sort of combinations. So I think I'm a foot taller than I was earlier. Not that I need to be any taller. And yes, now we're just sort of relaxing in the room, reading, catching up on podcasts, and watching Star Trek Into Darkness with Thai subtitles, of all things. Yes, we've just been filling out our paperwork for our overnight stay in Singapore tomorrow. I know this sounds all very Jason King, but I can assure you I'm not in the process of writing a novel called Index Finger Left Hand. So yeah, we get back to France on Wednesday, and for me, I've got a few days there, just doing things with the in-laws, and then finally, back to the UK on Sunday, and normality, work, and a cat. So it's been good, but yeah, definitely time to come home now.
Oh, fantastic. He's such a nice boy, that Muffley, sending in those messages. So kind, you know. It's not always easy to get people to, when they're on holiday, they like to be on holiday. They don't want to be recording messages for podcasts. But Muffley is completely the opposite. He suggested even before Paul had a chance to ask. And yes, and so many wonderful messages. So interesting. Anyway, I wonder where Paul is now. I guess we'll see. It's not always possible to see the images that clearly. It is fair enough to track the what we did to Uncle John turning up. I haven't been able to tune in to the actual clear pictures and see that what Paul. I believe he has encountered at least somebody or more, and I feel like he might be on the water at the moment. I can hear that when I tune in. I think I need to do a bit more work on this device. Although it seems to be working from Paul's side, I haven't got as clear a picture to describe to you. But hopefully, the recordings that we will get, we'll be able to play back. And you would have heard those anyway. I'm complicating things, listeners. I just kind of thought that I would be able to watch things as they actually happened. But I guess we'll find out what's going on when he wakes up, and yes, there'll be a recording, and it'll be part of this podcast. But anyway, I hope he's doing okay. Let's see. Bye, Martin. Bye, Tallulah. Thank you. Oh, there they go. That was nice. That was much nicer than bumping into your Uncle John. Much more relaxing. So here's the museum. Well, it's a gallery, really. It's got a lovely garden. Peggy Guggenheim. She was the person who owned it. The paintings are great in it. But the whole garden, it's a really nice place to spend the day. If I remember rightly, the lunch we had there was very good too. Am I ready for more lunch? I guess as I said to your Uncle John, this is my holiday. It's my dream. I'm only dreaming about eating meals. If I feel like I want a meal, then I'll have another meal. I really don't think it's going to make me eat 3 times as much when I wake up again. It's just part of the dream. Should I know I'm in a dream? This is what's different from being in an actual dream. You tend not to know you're in a dream. Well, I feel like I'm on holiday, and yet I know it's like virtual reality. I guess that's kind of different, weird. Anyway, I'm not making any sense. But let me go and get a ticket for this gallery. Just a single ticket, please. Oh, hello, Paul. How are you? Property. I didn't know you worked at the gallery. Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. It's a great place. I'm so glad you got here. Yes. I've been here before, but I liked it so much. You'll never guess who I just bumped into. Who, Paul? Well, I bumped into your Uncle John. Oh, dear, Paul. Yeah, he was my waiter, and quite a rude waiter at that. And, and then I went and got a gondola, and Martin was the gondolier, or whatever you call them, and Tallulah was his assistant. And they just dropped me off here about, a minute or two ago. So that's marvellous. I'm so glad you've come here. Are you enjoying your holiday? I am, yes. It's lovely to see old sights again. And, the food was actually really nice at that restaurant I went to. It's just the service that could have been improved, I suppose. Oh, Paul. So I guess I don't need to tell you that much about the gallery if you've been here before. No, but I'll have a guidebook anyway. Okay, Paul. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you around like individually, but I'm sure I'll bump into you later. Yeah, that's fine. You're working. It doesn't seem too busy. No, Paul. I think a lot of the tourists were here for the Mardi Gras a week or so ago. The tourist is not so busy at the moment, so you'll probably get to walk around and not get too bothered, and no screaming children. Yes. Oh, that's good. As much as screaming children do have the right to scream. It still sort of can be problematic. Oh yes, Paul, I agree. A gallery is not really the place for a very small child. They don't enjoy it and they just make noise. Yeah, I mean, when they're older maybe. Yes, Paul. Well, times are very different these days. I'm sure when you were growing up, your parents, they would never have taken you to a place like this. But things are different now. They most certainly are. I think I was brought up that children should be seen but not heard. We were allowed to play on the streets during the week and on the Saturday, but on a Sunday, if we met up with our friends, we could only play in the garden. We weren't allowed to play on the streets in case it disturbed people on a Sunday. And I mean, it's a long time ago now, but you are right. I mean, one of the reasons we used to go self-catering in the 80s was my brother was very little, and whereas I was very well behaved, of course, I could have been taken to a hotel. My brother was too small, and it was easier to go to self-catering so that other people weren't inconvenienced. It's funny now because people don't really think like that, or they don't seem to. I don't want to sound like, an old nag, an old moany boots, but things aren't like that, and I think that's one of those things that, I'm not like, I don't really like harking back to the old days and saying things were better then. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of annoys me in a way if I hear myself saying it, because I think, well, things weren't better in the old days. Some aspects were, and some aspects were awful. So it's never as clear cut as saying things were better then. But that's one of those things that, at least it was sort of more respectful to other people whose holidays could be ruined by your screaming children. Although not so long ago, my mum and dad and I went to a pub, had a pub lunch, and we were told we could sit out in the garden, but there were quite a lot of kids out there, or we could sit indoors, and we thought, well, we'll stay away from the kids. And we ended up sitting next to a table of school teachers, well, just two school teachers, and they were laughing and they were screaming, and they were like, this was just in the afternoon. I didn't understand it, They seemed to have no idea of the people sitting around them. And we had to raise our voices to speak over, so we could hear each other because they were so noisy. It was, and as for the kids, we never heard a word from them. We would have been better out in the garden with them, I think. Oh dear, Paul. Yes, well, we are beginning to sound like two old grumps, so I should give you your ticket and your guidebook, and you enjoy walking around the gallery. I shall, and I'll say hi to you before I leave, if you're still on the desk. Yes, Paul, that's good. Okay. Thanks. Better pay you, I suppose. Oh, yes, Paul. Yes, that'll be €25. Okay, great, thank you. Here we go. Well, listeners, I was able to tune in, and I think I heard my voice. I think I might have just met Paul on his holiday. And, yes, he does seem very relaxed. The dials are, they are the perfect level of relaxation, which is, the sort of holiday I think Paul needs. So I'm pleased. And I think there is time for some more messages from Muffley. We are coming towards the end of the ones he sent, but yes, we'll play some more, and have a listen to these, and then we'll rejoin Paul. I'm not sure how much of his holiday we'll experience because, Paul's holiday, because we're not going to, be there for a fortnight or anything. But this will just be a small holiday. But he will feel refreshed. But anyway, back to Muffley's holiday. Yes, have a listen.
Good morning from Marvivo Beach, Les Sablettes. We're coming to the end. Well, I'm coming to the end of my holiday. We're back in Europe, and we got to the beach pretty early, so I'm not sure what time it is. Is it just gone 9:30 here? And it's pretty full already. I think just because of the heat, it's pretty hot here in the south of France. And B, just because the Frenchies tend to get here early to nab a good spot. The other thing is, all the places I've travelled in the world over the years, this is probably the best beach that I've ever been to. And it's basically 5 minutes from where my in-laws live. So there you go. So I think after this year's extravaganza, we definitely won't be doing that again in a hurry. Travel post-COVID has definitely changed. It's, just more of a hassle, basically. Just more of a hassle, more expensive, and even before, I think people didn't have the best of manners when they were travelling, and I think that's got even worse. So, don't get me wrong, it's been good. It's been very enjoyable being able to do what we've done, but I think travel for the next few years will not be how it used to be. But anyway, I've managed to have yet more coffee at a cafe just by the beach, and I've been for a swim, as you may be able to tell by the waves lapping against the beach, and just making the most of having a quiet morning before it gets ridiculously hot. But I hear that you folks in the UK have got it ridiculously hot as well. I guess very blessed that we've just got this beach 5 minutes walk away, which don't have in Leeds. The nearest thing I've probably got is Eden Tarn, which isn't quite the same, but there we go. But anyways, just wishing you all a good day, especially Paul and the crew. And I think it's time to lie down, get a bit of a tan, i.e. not burn, and listen to some podcasts. A bientôt.
Well, that was nice. Their holiday is coming to an end too, but that is nice. It's good. They had a nice time. But you often find that, don't you? Towards the end of a holiday, you begin to miss things. You begin to miss, your favorite cat, or, well, we always miss Davy. But anyway, we'll return to Paul now, see how he's getting on at the gallery. Yes, I forgot to tell you, I heard mention of a gallery. So yes, I think that's a nice place for him to be spending an afternoon. Oh, I do love this gallery. Some of the pictures look different from when I was here last time, and some of them I definitely remembered because it's so nice. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting in the cafe having a coffee. You'll have to bear with me whilst I take a quick sip. Oh dear. Drinking sounds on a podcast, some people won't be pleased. I promise not to eat on the podcast. Some people really hate that. It's quite peaceful. There's not too many people about. A few, but nothing I can't cope with. And I don't know where I'll go after this. Maybe just back to the hotel. I probably should go and have a bit of a siesta. Do you have siestas in Italy? That's more of a Spanish thing. I guess you do. Anyway, need to go back. Need to freshen up before I go out for a meal later on, perhaps. I wonder how much time I'll have here. I don't know how much I should plan. Or whether, it's just a day at a time. And it's gone quite well. Maybe Cromitty will let me use his machine again. But, anyway, sorry, another sip of coffee. I asked for an Americano. I got a bit of a funny look. I don't know if it's the wrong time of day to be drinking Americanos. Just like a long coffee, An espresso, it's so quick, You knock it back and then it's time to move on. I was tempted by a pastry, I must say.
Oh my darling, what are you doing here?
Oh, but flipping heck, Bettina, you nearly made me jump.
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. August, guess who's here? Who's here? What's going on? It's Paul. Paul's here. Paul's here in Venice. Oh, hello, Paul. I didn't know you were going to be in Venice.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here, August, Bettina. How nice. Well, I know you like jet-setting.
We do, darling. We do. Well, how long have you been here?
Oh, not long. I've just been exploring. I had some lunch, and you'll never guess who was working at the restaurant.
Who was working at the restaurant, Paul?
Yeti Uncle John.
Oh, darling. That's funny.
Yes, he wasn't a very good waiter. He was quite rude, actually.
Oh, well, he can be quite rude.
He can be, can't he? Then I went on a gondola. Gondolier. No. Anyway, I went on one of them things.
Yes, darling.
And you'll never guess who was piloting it.
Who was piloting it, darling?
Sniffy Martin and August, your sister Tallulah.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know Tallulah was here too.
Yeah, she is. And I don't know if you saw, when I bought my ticket, Cromitty was selling the tickets on the ticket desk.
Oh no, we didn't see him. No, we didn't, darling. No. Oh, how lovely. Oh. Have you been round the gallery already?
I have, but I can go around it with you a bit more. Just finishing my coffee. Depends what your plans are.
Oh, darling, do come with us. You can show us some of your favourites.
Well, I feel a little bit with August here.
I would be very interested in what you thought was the good stuff, Paul. I really would.
All right. I'll tell you, and you must tell me what your favourites are. I've been to this gallery before. It's really nice. So nice it's right by the water. But the garden, everything. There's so much history to it, so many stories.
Oh, yes, darling. Oh, yes. I must admit I did come here when I was quite young, in the mid-60s. I think I came here with Max, actually, to a party, but a long time ago. Oh, yes. It would have been a very long time ago now. Thank you, darling.
Oh, wow. So interesting, so fascinating. What's going on over there? Where are you? Yeti, where are you? Oh my goodness, it looks like Yeti Uncle John.
What's wrong with the man?
Shouting. Oh, how embarrassing. It sounds like he's looking for me. Yeti Uncle John, I'm over here. Please stop shouting. Oh, there you are. I can't believe what you did. You complained to my boss about me. I never did anything.
Well, apparently you were very rude, Uncle John. Yes, that's what Paul told us.
I was not rude, I was just frank. I was just a little bit blunt. I told him the way it was. You had no right to tell my boss. He fired me. He fired me. He's dreadful.
Did you really complain about him, Paul?
I don't know.
No, I didn't.
That's what he says, Paul. I don't know who to believe.
What do you mean you don't know who to believe?
Well, you know, Uncle John is he may be a bit of a troublemaker, but he is ultimately he's honest.
Martin, what are you doing here? No. Well, we just heard the shouting. We thought we'd come and see what was going on. Poor yeti Uncle John, I can't believe you lost your job. Hey, guys, that's not fair. I didn't report him to his boss, and really I should have done. Oh, now we have it. He admits it. He spoke to my boss.
Oh my darling, that's awful. Oh, poor yeti Uncle John. Come here, have a cuddle. Oh, darling. Oh, it's dreadful. You shouldn't have done that.
Oh, it's not good, Paul. I didn't do anything. I didn't report him to his boss. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Stop picking on me. I didn't do anything.
Darling.
I can't believe it. Oh dear.
That isn't very nice at all, Paul. Very nice at all. Oh dear. Oh my darling.
Didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I didn't. Paul, wake up. I turned off the mask. Wake up. What's going on? Oh. Am I back from my holiday? Yes, Paul, you're back from your holiday. What happened? The dials started to go really fluctuating. Oh, did they? Oh, blimey. Yes, it did start to turn into like a real dream or a nightmare, to be honest. Oh dear, Paul, I didn't want that to happen. It did. Oh dear, Paul. Oh, but did you have a nice time at all? Yeah, but I still think you need to do more work on that machine. Well, I must say my own experience was a little bit tempered, but I thought that was more to do with Yeti Uncle John being my companion. Yeah, well, Yeti Uncle John showed up in my dream and he was the cause of, the problem. But there were others there, which is what I programmed for you. Yeah, it was nice to see familiar faces. But in the end, they all turned on me. They all sided with Yeti Uncle John. I'll tell you all about it later. Yes, Paul, well, I think you probably need a rest from your holiday now. I think I might need a rest from my holiday.
Hello again, listeners, it's Cuthbert. We have another tune for you by Muffley on tour. This one is called Flight 4. We'll play it for you now, and hope that you enjoy it. Thank you also to Muffley for allowing us to share his tunes, and for sending us so many messages from his recent trip.
Listeners, I think that's all we've got time for. Am I right, Cromitty? Yes, I think you are. Well, thank you for joining me. Hopefully some recordings will have come out from this whole dream holiday. It was nice to get away, even if I didn't really get away. Yeah, it was fun. It was, sometimes when you get to the end of a holiday, it's time to go home. And it was definitely time to go home. How many hours was I, under? Oh, not hours. Well, about an hour. Well, it felt like, a lot longer than that. It felt like a sort of afternoon to evening at least. It really transported me. I kind of knew I was dreaming it, felt I was away, and maybe we can try again sometime. Yes, Paul, maybe that would be good. Anyway, thank you, Cromitty. Have you been okay? Yes, I've been listening to Muffley's messages. Yes, Uncle John popped in. Oh, that's good. Yeah, those are lovely messages. Thank you so much, Muffley. I hope next time you go on a long holiday, I hope you'll send me more messages. Although I guess that was I think he was away for 3 weeks, Cromitty. Yes, I think so. It's a long time. I don't suppose he'll have a big holiday again for a while. No, but I'm sure if he does, he'll send us some more messages because he's very good like that. He's marvellous. Anyway, listeners, that's all we've got time for, but we'll be back, obviously for the end bits. But we'll say goodbye. Thanks to Cromitty and thanks to Muffley, and we'll speak again soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye for now. Goodbye, listeners. Goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. So what went on, Paul? This was in my holiday. I'm not criticising you, but in my dream you appeared as a waiter. I don't know why I'm going over this all again. Well, because the listeners may have heard it, but I haven't. All right, sorry, listeners. I can tell you more about it after the show's finished. I want to hear about it now, Paul. All right, so you were the waiter. You showed me the menu. You brought me a cocktail, but you were quite rude about some of my choices. And anyway, another waiter came, and I had a nice time. And then I left. Then I bumped into Martin and Tallulah. Martin was piloting a gondola, and he took me for a ride to the Peggy Guggenheim Gallery, or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I forgot that wrong. And then Cromitty was selling the tickets on the desk. So I had a chat with him, and then I went and had a look around the gallery, and went and had a coffee and bumped into Bettina and August. That sounds pretty nice. I'm sure whatever the dream version of me said wasn't not enough to spoil the holiday. No, but it was kind of what I would expect from you. Oh, charming. But you haven't told him the end, Paul. No, I haven't. What happened at the end, Paul? Well, I was talking to Bettina and August, and suddenly this voice came shouting through the crowd, and it was you. And you were claiming that I'd spoken to your boss and you'd been fired as a result. And I kept saying I didn't tell, I had considered it, but I thought there's no point because it wasn't even real. You thought about talking to my not real boss. Yeah, but I dismissed it. I didn't. But the dream, Giddy Uncle John, he thought that you had. Yes. And then Bettina and August sort of started questioning me and siding with Yeti Uncle John, and then Cromitty was there, and Martin was there, and Tallulah was there, and everybody was like, poor old Yeti Uncle John. As it should be. No, not as it should be. Anyway, it got me very upset, and I next thing I know, I woke up. Yes, he was calling out. I had to switch off the device. So you did kind of spoil the holiday, Yeti Uncle John. Yes, well, it doesn't surprise me. He spoiled my holiday too. What? What holiday? It doesn't matter. It does matter. What are you talking about? Well, I once used the machine, when it was new. I went to have a holiday with you. I programmed it. I thought it would be nice. Back in the days when I was feeling fond of you. Right. Yes, well, we went away. Well, where did you actually go? I don't think you told me. We went to a little, like a camping site, like by the beach near Studland Bay. Near Studland Bay? Oh, it's not very glamorous. I didn't get to go to Venice. What happened? Can't believe you went on holiday with me without me. Well, it didn't work out. We had an argument and I ended the dream. You said Studland Bay. I've heard about Studland Bay. Oh, yes. Paul, don't say anything more. What about Studland Bay? It's nothing. It's nothing. It's fine. I can hear the music coming now. Yes, Paul. Well, we'll try and use the machine another time. Yes, that's fine. It was fun, and I enjoyed it. And these things that they don't always work out first time. But I appreciate everything you did, Cromitty. I'm googling it. Studland Bay. It's a famous nudist beach. A famous nudist beach? Cromitty, you took me to a nudist beach. And I've got to go now, Yeti Uncle John. Don't worry, it never happened. It never happened. Oh dear. I'm sure you both had a great time. Oh, it's just what I don't know what to think about this. Oh, I bet it was wonderful.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life Podcast. Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Cromitty, I want to speak to you. I've got to go. The episode's finishing. I just thought, all these holidays, make-believe holidays, we could go on a real holiday together. I've been Googling. I quite like the sound of this place. What? It's Studland Bay. Studland Bay. It sounds intriguing. Quite like to go there, either in a dream or in reality. As soon as we can arrange it. I thought you were going to be cross. No, I'm intrigued. In fact, I'm pretty, very intrigued. Gives me all sorts of ideas for merchandise, and I could take photos. I mean, arty photos. This should be marvellous. Oh dear. Oh golly. You can't just go around taking photos of people on those places. But deals can be done, with the right people. Oh, Yeti Uncle John, we must go. It's just an idea. It's just an idea. You gave me the idea. Cromitty, don't go running off. Oh dear. It's arty pictures. It's all the rage. Oh dear. Goodbye, listeners. Goodbye. Oh dear.
Man, was that worth it or not? Oh my goodness, that was a darling little shoe.
What the hell just happened on this show? I mean, seriously, reverse it, because I lost. What's going on? What happened?
Well, gotta tell you, I didn't expect that.
563. 563. 563.
Just the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast The Shy Life.